Today is a moon day, full moon. So there's a little warning to practice on a day like this, that since we are under the effect of the full moon, it has very subtle effects on your practice. So today is a great day to back away with how hard physically you work, how many calories you burn, how active you engage your muscles, and try to become more subtle with your practice. Discover something new that you never did before. Back away with that physicality and move into the subtlety of your practice. So from here, let's begin on our feet. So wherever position you are in, just come up to a standing position at the front of your mat. We'll chant the sound of Om together, and then we'll get moving into your Surya Namaskara sun salutation. Got your head cut off a bit. There we go. So we join our hands. Lower our chin to the thumbs. Close our eyes. Take a deep inhale. Om. Have a great practice. Our master demo today is Erica. Release the hands to the side of the body. First position is Samasthiti. You can have your feet joined or a little bit of space between the feet, whatever gives you the best connection to engage the muscles in your legs. We call that a neurological connecting the brain all the way down into the legs and toes. Now, keeping your legs alive, you want to press the femur, that big leg bone in your upper thigh, towards the back of the body. Then you're going to keep that action in your legs, and then find that first neutral pelvis. Bring the belly button in, or think of the sitting bones and the tailbone at the back of the body moving down towards the feet. That neutral pelvis we just established, we now keep for the rest of the practice. Come up a little higher into those ribs just above the stomach. Pull those front ribs in. So where those ribs originate at the back of the body, puff out into your skin. And from the next breath on, try to breathe into the ribs of the back body. You're looking straight forward. Chin is parallel to the floor. This is our entry point to the rest of the practice. Staying active in your legs. Inhale, sweep up through the arms, maybe bring the palms together. Keep your legs strong. Exhale, fold down, bring the hands to the floor. The legs, inhale, lift the chest and the chin up in space into a longer spine. Then put your hands down. Exhale, back to plank. Bend the elbows, low plank, and lower to the floor for the first one. Point the toes back. Hands behind the shoulders. Inhale, come up, keeping the arms bent or straight, what's appropriate for you. And then exhale, press the hips back, roll over your toes. And we take that first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. For one, breathing deeper into the volume of the lungs. 2, your lungs are made of a fibrous material, very much like your muscles. They can stretch and contract. So when you inhale, make yourself bigger. And then notice when you exhale, you get smaller. A great lesson on how to become subtle with your practice is observing the gentle rise and fall of your breathing. Now take one more inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward, inhale. Step or jump between the thumbs and create that long spine. With your legs active, exhale, fold down. Use your legs to inhale, lift the spine up, raise the arms up, bring the hands together above your head. And exhale, release the arms to the side of the body. Number 2, just like that, inhale, lift through the arms, staying heavy in the legs. Exhale, folding down the front of the legs. The legs, inhale, lift the spine up from the knees. Now use the hands down. Exhale the feet back, lowering down, finding that neutral pelvis, reset the feet. Then the hands, inhale, lift your upper body. And then exhale, press back and fold towards the lower body. For one, maybe you open your feet a little wider than you were in your Samasthiti. But even though you open the feet, line the heel bone behind your second or third toe. And then reach those heels away from you, behind you, and descend them down towards the floor. These are all little cues to remind you of the action in your legs. The thigh is active, the kneecap is active. You feel that you're creating space at the back of your thigh. Now bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, jump there, and create that little lift up. Strong legs, exhale, fold down. Again, use the legs to inhale, rise up, lift the spine, the arms, look up at the hands. And then exhale, lower the arms, back to the side of the body. Number 3, with more sound, inhale, lift through the arms. With a smoother sound, exhale, fold down, hands to the floor. Smooth sound, inhale, create length from tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Plant the hands, exhale, jump back, lower down, reach the tailbone back towards the feet. Inhale, reach the head up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. For 1, you hear the sound of your breath. 2, the sound is one of the characteristics that we're trying to create. So if your breath is silent, you got to breathe longer and slower through the nose until you create that sound of wind. Then as you listen to the sound, it's the same sound whether the air is coming in with the inhale or the air is going out with the exhale. Again, come subtle with these very subtle sensations. Take 1 more inhale in, bend the knees, exhale. With sound, inhale, jump forward, lift up through the chin. With sound, exhale, lower the head down to the feet. Follow the sound up. Inhale, lifting, rising, even looking up in space. And exhale with sound, release the arms. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, lift through the arms, keep the front ribs down. Exhale, forward bend down the front of the legs. Then inhale, you take a back bend, lift up away from the legs. Now the hands become the foundation. Exhale to a low plank, or maybe a lower to the belly position. Reset. Inhale, lift without locking your elbows. And then exhale, fold back without locking the elbows. In other words, our elbows and knees are hinge joints, and they can hyperextend in some of these positions. So in this position, instead of locking the elbow, try to bend the elbow just 1 degree. And what you're looking for is the feeling for your arm muscles to kick in and support the body weight. In other words, we can lean into the joints and just kind of lean on top of them, and the muscles will disengage. Spread the fingers, press the knuckles down, rotate the shoulders out away from the ears. Now take an inhale, and then bend the knees with your exhale. Look forward. Inhale, jump, plant the feet, lift up. Exhale, fold down, follow the breath up. Inhale, lifting, arms up, hands up, and exhale, releasing. 1 more, you get the idea. Inhale takes us up. Exhale takes us down the legs. Inhale takes us a little up from the legs. Hands down, exhale takes us down towards the floor. Reset your foundation. Inhale, it lifts us up. And then exhale, it folds us back. 1. Listening to the sound. 2. 3. 4. And then finish this 5th exhale with the knees bent. Look forward. Inhale, jump. Little lift up. Legs strong. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Find the neutral pelvis as you lift. Exhale, release the arms back to Samasthiti. Now we're going to do 3 of Surya Namaskara beat. Bend the knees and inhale, sweep the arms up, gaze up to thumbs. Exhale, fold down as you straighten out your legs. Inhale, take that little lift up with the spine, creating long spine. Hands down, exhale, jump down into your Chaturanga with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, lift the shoulders up above the wrists. Exhale, lifts the hips, down dog. Left foot turns out, your right foot takes a big step forward. The inhale lifts the body, look all the way up at the thumbs above the head. Exhale, hands down first, step back to plank, bend the elbows, lower with neutral pelvis. Inhale, lift and open your chest. Exhale, press back to down dog. Now the right foot turns out, your left foot takes a big step. The inhale lifts the body all the way up into your expression of warrior. The exhale takes you back down to that low plank chaturanga position. Reset. Inhale, lift just the upper body, and then exhale, lift the back of the body. For 1, keep your eyes open when you go upside down. 2, I know sometimes you prefer to close your eyes when you go upside down. But 3, in the end, collectively, we create a deeper connection when we keep the eyes open the entire practice. 4, treat your sight like a laser and focus your laser at one point. 5, now take the laser and look between the hands. Bend the knees. Inhale, jump there. Lift the chin, look in front of the mat a few feet. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Now bend the knees. Inhale, hands up, Utkatasana. Exhale, release to your standing position, Samasthiti. Number 2, just like that. As the knees bend, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, press the thighs back, fold down. Inhale, little lift and lengthen. Hands become the foundation. To exhale down to chaturanga, spread the fingers. Inhale, lift through the shoulders. Exhale, lift up through your hips. Left foot turns out, right foot takes a step forward. Inhale, raise the arms, palms together, gaze the thumbs. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank and pull the hands and the feet towards each other as you lower down. As you lower down. There you go. Reset. Inhale up. And exhale back. Let's do the other side. Pivot. Inhale. Step into your left side. Lift through the body. Exhale. Hands first. Feet back to plank. And lower, pulling the hands and the feet towards each other. You got it. And then inhale. Reach the head up to the ceiling. And exhale. Lift the hips up. Now stay. And breathe. Breathe slower here than you do when you move. So we're regulating the breath. Stretching out the breath. Naturally, some of these movements are longer than others, so it's not always the same breath. Some breaths are naturally a little shorter. Some breaths are a little longer. Can you make that next breath longer than the breath that came before it? Now take one more inhale. Bend the knees, exhale. Jump, inhale. Lift chin. Fold down, exhale. Now sit down, inhale. Lift up the hands and the arms. Exhale, stand tall. Release the arms. We're going to do one more. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale down, Uttanasana. Inhale, that little lift. Urdhva Mukha, hands down, exhale, jump, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha lifts you. Exhale, Adho Mukha folds you. Now turn the left foot out, right foot steps forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana A position. Exhale down to Chaturanga Dandasana position, low plank. Low plank. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing. Pivot right, step the left. Inhale, Virabhadrasana A position. Exhale down into Chaturanga Dandasana position. Reset. Down you go. Inhale up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. For 1. Remember, this is a breathing practice. 2, it's so easy to overlook this idea. 3, again, become subtle by backing away from the physicality of this practice. 4, find something new here in this downward dog you've never noticed before. Now take one more inhale in. Bend the knees with the exhale. Jump forward with your inhale. Lift the chin when you're on the feet. Fold down when you exhale. Utkatasana. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, stand. Samasthiti. Now, open your feet hip distance apart, just like a little wider than your down dog. Take an inhale. Fold down and grab your big toes, exhale. Keeping the chest and chin up, you take inhale. And from this midway point, fold down the rest of the way, exhale. Open your feet a little wider. Open your feet to like this much. There you go. For 1, remember that first instruction of engaging your thigh. 2, when you engage the thigh, you feel your femur press into the back of the hamstring. 3, in other words, the back of the thigh is moving towards the wall behind you. 4, the sitting bones are lifting up away from the heels. 5, on that next inhale, you lift your chin. Exhale there. Now on an inhale, take the hands from the front, slide them under your feet, toes to wrists, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward and lower back down. For 1, the fold comes at the groin, so you would feel your lower belly touching the top of your thigh. For 2, feeling the fold, so the spine is lengthening down in space. 3, head coming closer to the mat between the big toes. 4, take one more deeper, better breath, and then stretch out that exhale. Your inhale would lift your chin and your chest. Inhale, lift the chin and the chest. There we go, you listening? Exhale, put your hands on your hips. Inhale, come up. And then exhale your feet back to where you do your samasthiti, either joined or little space. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana, turn to the right. Open your feet the length of one of your legs, take your arms up parallel to the floor. Now keep your left foot pointing to the side and your right foot pointing at the back. Now inhale, find that neutral pelvis, and then exhale, extend the right arm over the stable right leg, and lower the hand down towards your inner foot, inner ankle, inner shin for 1. Turn the gaze and look straight up at the top thumb for 2. Make sure you're equally pressing both feet into the floor for 3. In other words, we've got to send a little bit more work to the back leg, the back heel for 4. Making it a little heavy on the floor for 5, so that you can inhale and lift back up. Are you listening? Turn your right foot to the side, turn your left foot to the front. Exhale, lengthen over the front leg and lower down. For 1. Continue to lengthen over that stable front leg. 2, be in the hinge joint, unlock the knee. 3, when you unlock the knee, you feel the activity of your legs supporting the position. Bring the weight out of the bottom hand, so all the work is in the legs. Nice and light. There it goes. Now to do the twist, inhale, come up. Now take the left arm in the air. Turn from the right side, so the hips turn all the way around to face the back edge. Square the hips, the belly, the shoulders, and then from here, exhale, just take a forward bend. Left hand on the inner foot or the outer foot, just depends what you can reach. You're gonna raise the right shoulder and reach up through the right arm. Parvarita Trikonasana for 1. Anchor the back foot if it's light. For 2, in other words, put as much weight into the back heel to anchor the position. 3, so the back leg is supporting the foundation of the spine. 4, take a deeper breath in and look down with your exhale. Come up, inhale. Turn, pivot back to face the front, exhale. The right arm would be lifted, inhale. From here, just take a forward bend and take the right hand to the floor. Lift the left shoulder and lift up through the left arm. Feel as though you're pressing down with that bottom hand. And notice how that creates the upper lift of the opposite arm. That's why we want to push down into something solid like the floor versus pushing into the top of the foot or your leg. 3 points on the floor giving you balance to twist your spine. Now take one more inhale. Look down, exhale. Lift up with your inhale. Step back to Samasthiti, exhale. Let's do that same pair again, but by bending your front knee. Turn to the right. Take a wider stance with the feet. Arms are up parallel to the floor. Turn the right foot to the back. Keep your left foot at the side. This time, bend the right knee. Lower the right arm to the knee or the outside of the right leg, and then reach the top arm. So you're making a long, straight edge with, this time, the left side of the body for 1. Uttita Parsva Konasana for 2. Make a straight line with your left leg, your left ribs, and your left arm. For 3, the bottom arm, which is the right arm, is on the right side of the right leg. So it's on the outside. That's the inside of your knee. Put it on the outside. There we go. Good. Just enough time to come up. Inhale. Turn the right foot to the side. Left foot to the front. Bend the left knee over the left ankle. Left arm, left side, left leg. Now reach the right arm. So now the right side of the body is getting extension for 1. In other words, press into the back foot for 2. But lift the arches of the back foot, inner foot and outer foot for 3. And since the back leg is straight, you know what to do. That quadricep muscle is active, hugging the femur for 4. Take one more deeper, better breath. And finish the exhale. Now let's do the twist of this. Inhale, come up. Now, like the last twist, you got to turn the hips to face the back of the mat. Start with the right leg bent. Inhale, raise the left arm in the air. Then exhale, take the back of your left arm to the outside of the right knee. Put your hands into a prayer position, unless, of course, you know the full expression of this twist of Parvarita Parsva Konasana. 1. Counteract the closing of the lungs from the twist by breathing slower for 2. Breathe into those back ribs for 3. Breathe more into the back ribs for 4. Take one more deeper, better breath and finish the exhale. Then use that next inhale to lift up out of the right side. Exhale, square the hips to the front of your mat. Inhale, raise the right arm in the air. Exhale, the back of the right arm outside of your left knee. Prayer hands, or reaching the hand to the floor, onto the floor, and then reaching the top arm forward in space. Counting down, 5. Breathing practice, 4. Breaths with sound, 3. A breath felt and noticed in the entire upper body for 2. And one more breath. On your next inhale, come up by straightening your legs. And then exhale, step the feet back to Samasthiti. Now we have 4 wide-legged forward bend. So inhale, turn to the right, separate your feet the same space you were before. And from here, exhale, fold down low enough you can put your hands to the floor shoulder distance apart. We take an inhale in this midway position, press the hands down, and then exhale, fold the head to the floor. And you'll notice when your elbows can bend, your hands, the palm of the hand is on the floor, and you're walking the palm of the hand underneath your elbow. For one. In other words, your lower arm bone would be perpendicular to the floor. For two. So when I look at you from the right side perspective, I see your wrist and your elbow and your shoulder in a straight line. For three. Leg is straight, so it still has that same activity in the quad muscle. Four, the use of the arms are two, helping the head come lower to the mat. Take one more breath, but finish the exhale. On the inhale, come halfway up, exhale there. On the next inhale, come all the way up, exhale once you get there. Arms lift parallel to the floor, inhale. Hands, exhale, take to the hips. Inhale, you still have your neutral pelvis. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward and lower the head back down. One, it's all legs, engaging the legs. Two, press the hands into the creases of the groins. Three, so you feel the gravity taking the upper body down to the mat. Four, create a little space between the toes. Spread them out, press them down. And five, try to use your toes and an inhale to lift yourself all the way back up. Exhale there. Arms inhale, take a lift. Exhale, take the hands behind the back for the first time. Inhale, keep the feet straight. You got to turn them in slightly. And then exhale, fold back down, so head lowers to the floor. And keeping the arms straight, you reach the hands away from the lower back. So one of these days, even the hands will come down to the floor. One, try to breathe into the upper lungs. Two, exhales, reach the hands down in space. Three, if you always interlace the hands in the same way, try switching it. Notice what changes in the shoulders. Four. And five. On your next inhale, lift all the way up in one motion. Exhale, put your hands on the hips. I'm going to do one more like this. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, fold down and hook your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, bend the elbows up towards the ceiling. So we're back to using the arms like the first variation. Exhale, lower the head down in space. Working the quality of the breath. One. Remember here, your eyes are open. For two. So if you always close your eyes, why not experiment with something different, like keeping them open? For three. And then try to observe the accumulative effect of this, what it has on your yoga practice. Four, take one more breath. Now, like the first one, inhale, come up in stages, lift the chin. Exhale there, release the feet, and then inhale, come into an upright position. And exhale, turn front, feet together, Samasthiti. Now, before we move our feet, we're going to take our hands into that reverse prayer. So we turn the palms to the back, invert the hands, so we want the fingers to point up towards the back of the skull, and then move the elbows towards the wall behind you to open your chest and join the palm. Turn to the right. All right. Turn all the way around and face the back of the mat and separate your feet just like you did in the twist of triangle. Take another inhale, stand tall. And then from there, exhale, take the forward bend down the inside of the right leg. One, press into the front foot. Two, with a micro bent front knee. 3, moving your bum towards the front of the mat. 4, so it anchors and grounds into the back heel. And take one more breath. Then use your inhale, lift up. One exhale to turn, pivot back to face the front with the upper body, and then forward bend right back down the inside of your left leg for 1. Reach the head to your left big toe for 2. But then reach your hips towards the wall behind you for 3. In other words, the hips move back and the head lowers down for 4. Take one more deeper, better breath. And on your next inhale, lift back up. Release the hands. Give them a little shake. They didn't break. Exhale, big toes together, Samasthiti. Now our first of 2 balance positions. So the first thing you want to get is that drishti point, the gazing point. So you're going to look down at the floor, maybe 3-5 feet in front. Put your left hand on your left hip. Now on an inhale, raise up the right leg. It can be bent or straight, and reach for the big toe. Peace fingers hook the big toe. Exhale, straighten out the right leg, or as best as you can get it straight today, for 1. Work the standing leg for 2. So maybe the leg in the air is slightly bent, but work the standing leg. Straighten the back of the left knee. 4, take one more breath. And from there, now take an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly open the arm and the leg out at about 45 degrees. And then inhale, turn your chin and look off the left side. Right hand holds the right leg still. 1. Standing tall. 2. In other words, reach the head up to the ceiling for 3. As you breathe with sound for 4. Take one more. And 5. Now inhale, bring the gaze and the leg forward at the same time. And then exhale, lower the head down to your knee. Then inhale, lift the head back up. 3rd and last set, counting down from 5. The leg is still up. 4. 3. 2. Lift the foot a little higher. And as you exhale with 1, lower it back into Samasthiti. Equal weight in both feet. First, focus your gaze. Find that one point to stare at. Right hand holds the right hip. Raise the left arm out front. Inhale, lift up your left leg. Take your knee, take your big toe. If you reach for the big toe, work on straightening out the left leg. We count down. 5. Keep the sound of the breath moving for 4. Don't let the breath get light just because we're trying to balance. 3. And 2. 1. Now take an inhale. And then just move the arm and the leg. Don't go so far out to the left side that you turn your hips to the left side. When you have the balance, slowly turn the chin and look off the right shoulder for 5. We're changing the drishti point to challenge your ability to balance for 4. Notice how you don't close your eyes in this position for 3, because you need the sight to help with the balance. Now take one more breath. Finish the exhale. Now inhale, bring the leg to the front, hold the leg still. Exhale, lower the head down to the knee. Then inhale, you still hold the leg, lift the head back up. Now exhale, put the hands on the hips, and if this left leg is not straight, straighten it out. 1. Lift the foot up, but lower the hip down for 2. Working that hip flexor muscle for 3. Lift a little higher for 4, because it'll be over before you know it. Exhale for 5. Equal weight in both feet. Now let's do the standing half lotus. Focus the gaze, lean on the left foot, inhale, slowly take up the right foot, hold it with your left hand, and form a half lotus position with your right leg. Take your right hand, reach it around the back, so that your right hand is going to hold either your left elbow, left forearm, left wrist, or maybe you walk the right hand down and you reach for the big toe. Ardha Baddha Padmasana. Say we're already at about 2. Where we're reaching the right knee straight down to the floor and bringing it in beside the left knee for 3. All making that movement without any pinching or compression in the knee for 4. And 5. If you're down, you come up in stages. If you're up, inhale, lift the knee up, straighten the leg out. Exhale, right foot comes down. Equal weight in both feet. Focus the gaze, look down, find that point. Inhale, lift up your left foot, take it with your right hand so that you pull the foot up as close to the crease of now your right groin. Your available left arm goes around the back to the right elbow, right forearm, right wrist. Those of you that can bind your foot with your left hand, you're taking a forward bend. Those of you just holding anywhere along that right forearm or wrist, you're standing tall. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're down, you come up in stages, you lift the chin, you come up nice and slow. If you're already up, left knee up, inhale. Straighten it out, exhale. Return to Samasthiti, exhale. A reminder, legs are active. Neutral pelvis, front ribs in. We take a vinyasa flow to downward dog. Inhale, lift up through the arms. Exhale, folding down the legs. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Hands down, exhale into Chaturanga with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, lifting through the head. Exhale, lifting through the hips. Now from here, you take Utkatasana, bend your knees. Inhale, jump, land, lift up, palms together, lift the chin, take 5. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. 5. Sit down and lift up for 4. 2 opposing actions. 3, 2, 1. Now from here, exhale, take a low squat position. Knees out to the side. Now bend your arm, put it underneath your knee, put your hand down. Knees on the outside. Now take the other bent arm underneath the under knee. Now we're gonna hold your crow position a little bit later in the sequence, so how much you hold your crow here is up to you. So move your head in front of the fingers. You'll notice the toes naturally get light. And then you just find that sweet place to balance. 1 breath, 5 breaths, 10 breaths, it's up to you. When you've had enough of balancing on your hands, you jump back, you take another vinyasa flow. Our last 2 warrior positions, Virabhadrasana A and B. So from down dog, you turn your left foot out at 45 degrees. You step your right foot straight forward into that 90-degree angle. Inhale, lifts the body, squares the hips and the shoulders, extends the arms, it joins the palms, and the gaze is looking to the thumbs for 1. Bring the belly button in as close to the spine as it may go for 2. More importantly, those ribs just above the stomach, can those be drawn in also for 3? As you breathe with sound. 4, take 1 more breath. Then on the next inhale, you're gonna straighten your right leg and you're gonna turn to the left for the first time in the practice, and you turn all the way around to square the hips to the back now for our left side of Virabhadrasana. 1. Your hips are facing the back of your mat. There you go. For 2. We do so by turning the back foot in at 45 degrees. for 3. But lifting that inner arch of that back foot. For 4, take one more breath. And as you exhale, take your arms to the length of your mat. Take your arms to the length of the mat. You got it. Now open the back foot at 90 degrees. Notice when you open the back foot, it's now going to turn your 2 hips to face that left edge of the mat. For 1. You might even wiggle the back foot an inch or 2 away from you. For 2. But once the feet are set, research and find that neutral pelvis. For 3. It's almost impossible to overdo this neutral pelvis in this warrior B position. 4, take one more breath. And on that next inhale, you lift out of the left side, straighten it, turn the left foot to the left side, then turn your right foot to the front. Exhale, last standing pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It would be your exhale that puts your hands down, steps you back, takes a flow. This down dog, so exhale, lift the hips, look at the hands, inhale, jump through to seated, and exhale, straighten out the 2 legs. Now sit upright and press the hands right into the floor below the shoulders. Now this position, Dandasana, is our entry point to all the seated poses, like Samasthiti is the entry point to all those standing poses. So here, engage the thigh. How many times have we talked about this today? The feeling as though you're pressing the back of the thigh heavy into the floor. The chin reaches down towards the collarbones. The navel is still sucked up into the body. Now inhale, reach forward for the big toes, Paschimottanasana. And then exhale, fold forward by tilting the pelvis forward, trying to get the belly to fold to the top of the thigh. Your heart is going to extend past over the knees. Your head, one of these days, is going to come and touch the tops of your feet. Now, as you pull back on the big toes, resist that action by pressing the mound of the big toe away from you so that you're not curving your feet or turning them on an angle. Imagine if you were standing on your feet, what your feet would look like if they were flat on the floor, but holding the big toes. Now the second set, inhale, lift the chin up a few inches, take the outer edge of the foot or wrap around the foot, and then exhale right back in for 1. Second set doesn't mean it's deeper, it's when we change the grip of the feet, it has different effects on the hips and the pelvic floor. For 2. Can you notice what is different between the 2 sets? For 3. Lengthening the sound of the breath. For 4, take one more breath. And we start to add in the vinyasas after this. Finish the exhale. Now inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, cross your legs. Inhale, lift up the hips first. So you got it. Then put the hands forward. And from there you can step, jump, float, levitate back to plank, low plank, and you know what to do. Breath and movement together. The back bend and the forward bend, little reset of the spine, a little bit of movement keeps the heat in the practice. Jump right back to seated. Return to Dandasana, straight legs. Sit up nice and tall. Now lean back at 45 degrees and put the hand right underneath the shoulder. Point your toes like a gymnast. Inhale, lift the front body up to the ceiling, and then open your neck by reaching the chin away from the collarbones. 1. Spread the fingers, but unlock the elbows. For 2. Try to lift the chest, but without locking the elbow. For 3. Inner rotating the arm and try to bend the elbow to the back wall. For 4. One more breath. Inhale higher and lower down with your exhale. Now take your vinyasa flow. It's 3 breaths. to bring you back to Dandasana. Another one we did in the standing sequence. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Here's where the strap and maybe the block come in. Straight legs. Everything begins from straight legs. Inhale, we take our right foot back into half lotus. And if the knee doesn't come down to the ground, put a block underneath the knee. And we want the right hand to go around the back and grab onto the right foot. So this time, if we literally can't grab the foot, we're going to put a belt around the left foot, and we're going to hold the belt with the right hand. Left hand is holding your left foot. Left arm, left leg. Right hand, right leg. Inhale if you're not ready to go already. And then exhale, you fold yourself forward like all forward bends, lengthening forward in space. For one, Ardha Baddha Padma, Paschimottanasana. Two, even though you are reaching forward and reaching back, try to square the shoulders. Three, so you can feel symmetry between the hips and the shoulders. Four, take one more deeper, better breath. And five, here's where you can tailor it. You can flow or just go on to the second side. So inhale, come up, and exhale, release back to Dandasana, straight legs. Option, Vinyasa flow, 3 breaths, come back to Dandasana, or come out of the right side and go immediately on into your left side. Same breath you breathe when you're in the pose is the same breath you breathe when you're leaving or entering the positions. Same breath you take when you're taking the vinyasa. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Now link your breath in the movement. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, release your left leg out. Cross both legs. Inhale, lift up your hips. Exhale, hop, step, jump back, take a flow. Come on back for more. Jump back to seated so you don't hold the down dog. As soon as you get up to it, you jump back to seated, return to Dandasana. Now we take Taringai. So we're going to close the right knee, put the top of the right foot on the floor, and point the right toes straight to the wall behind us so that the right knee is pointing straight forward. Hands come forward to the left leg, left ankle, or left foot. Inhale. And then you're going to fold yourself forward with your exhale, keeping the legs with that inward rotation. So if you kind of relax the leg, you'll notice that right knee wants to float out a bit. Pull the right knee in. So you got your right thigh pointing straight forward, just like your left thigh. Also, the closing of the right leg is kind of pushing you over to that left side. So try to stay centered between the two legs. Try to find that symmetry again between the hips and the shoulders, even though the two legs are doing two different things. Now take one more breath. Inhale in and exhale out. Here's where you tailor it. Inhale to come up. Take vinyasa or release right leg out. Fold left leg back in. Be kind to the knee when you do so. And then inhale, take the hands forward. And exhale, fold yourself forward. Get into the breath. 1. Look in the direction of where you would like to go. 2. In other words, those eyes are open. So you're looking in front of the mat. 3. 4. After our left side is where the vinyasa is. 5. Now from this point on, link your breath and your movement together. Inhale up. Exhale, release the leg, cross your legs, take the vinyasa flow, and come on back for Janu Shirshasana A variation. Now we take our right foot on an inhale. We're going to bring the sole of the foot and push it to the inside of the left femur. Knee is on the ground. If the knee doesn't reach, place the block under the right knee. Inhale, 2 hands reach for the left foot or left leg, and exhale, create a subtle twist. And instead of just moving straight forward, try to move towards the left knee a bit. And if you can go there, that your face would be along the lower leg bone. As if it could get there, the head would touch the top of the left foot. So as we're moving over to that left side, really what we're doing is creating more space on the right side of the lower back for the kidney. The kidney that gets affected in all forward bends. Take one more inhale in, and then stretch out that exhale. And the next inhale, you sit upright. Exhale to Dandasana, straight legs. You know what to do from here. Inhale, sets the left foot, or it takes vinyasa flow. Go back in with the exhale, or move, and after movement, head into the left side. Counting down, 5, 4, folding forward, 3, 2, 1. Your next inhale brings you up. Exhale releases your left leg. Take vinyasa flow. You got a cramp or something? Lower back, upper back? What's bugging it? Forward bends or twisting? What? Just do everything nice and light. Put the right sole of the foot on the floor and bring the right heel as close to the right sit bone as you can. Now inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, the other right arm. Reach your right arm straight forward on the inside of the knee, and then go around the front of the knee and go around the outside and hold your hands together just on the outside of the right hip. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. And then exhale, you're folding forward towards the top of your left foot. Marichi Asana, you're folding forward towards the left foot. Counting down from 5. Squeezing and hugging that right leg. 4. Put pressure down into the right foot for 3. Like the right foot is pushing you forward towards that left foot for 4. Take one more breath. And on your next inhale, you'd lift yourself up. Exhale, return to Dandasana. You know what to do. Flow if you choose, or inhale, plant the left foot, close the left knee. Then exhale, reach the arm, extend it forward, wrap around it, creating the bind. And then create the forward bend by now moving forward towards the top of your right foot. Counting down, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. Return to Dandasana. Take a flow that supports your little back pain. Move slow. Move conscientiously. What's the rush? What's the pace? Feel each movement, nice and slow. Return to seated. and return to Dandasana. We're going to do the exact same position with your legs, but the C variation, which is now the twist, and we'll just do it as light as what you can. So first, close the right knee, right foot on the floor, just like before. Now start with the right hand behind you on the floor. Now inhale, raise the left arm. And then exhale, take the back of the arm to the outside of the knee. You can keep your hand up, or the hand can go down and fingers just out or underneath the foot. Or if the bind is appropriate for you, taking the hands around the back. Listen to what your body can do today and practice what is appropriate for one. Not every day we can do the same type of practice for two. Respect your body and its limits for three. It is the only body that you have. 4. Take one more. And then create those vinyasas to come out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Dandasana. Inhale, plants the left foot. Exhale, turns you to the left side. Inhale, it's the right arm you extend. And the back of the right arm exhales into the knee. Inhale, you sit up as tall as you can. And exhale, your gaze is looking back off of the left shoulder. 1, keep the straight leg active. 2, toes would point up to the ceiling above. 3, noticing the power of your breath. 4, take one more. Then inhale, look front. Exhale, release. Cross your legs. Take your variation of your vinyasa. You can do both or no? Okay. 3 sets. Jump back. Dandasana. Now inhale, lift the legs. You can have them bent or lift them so they're straight. Arms are parallel to the floor. I count down from 5. 4. Keep the feeling of lift for 3. 2. 1. Now pull the legs in, cross them. Inhale, hips lift up, hips go down, extend back out. You got it. Second set. 5. 4. Reaching the feet away from you, whether they're bent or straight. 3. Lift the chest for 2. And 1. Take that little lift. Pull the legs in. Inhale, lift the hips up, put them back down, and then reach the hands and the feet away from you. 5. Last set. Like all pain, it will be over before you know it. For 4. 3. 2. 1. Pull the legs back in. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, hop, step, jump back, take a vinyasa flow. Now, when you get to down dog, you're going to look at the hands and you're going to jump. So go back to your down dog. Look at your hands and you're jumping your feet to your hands in like a low squat position. So your feet would be turned out at 45 degrees. Your knees, the feet and the knees would be pointing out to the side. Your shoulders and arms are on the inside of your legs. So take a wider stance. Come up higher. So we take one hand on the inside of the leg and we put it on the floor behind the heel. And we take the other hand on the ground behind the heel. Then you'll lower your bum down and you'll hook the feet together. So you're on your hands with the feet touching or the feet hooked like so. Bhuja Pindasana. And this would be the position that we're going to use your Bakasana crow to get out of. So we do a count of 5 here, trying to wiggle the feet towards each other. 4. Squeeze in the arms with the legs for 3. and 2, and 1. Now you got to bring some weight back into the feet. Pull the hands from behind you, put them in front of you. Reset up for your crow. Take your bent arm under your bent knee. Other bent arm under your other bent knee. All the weight that's in the feet, move the head way in front of the fingers, feet get light. And inhale, you challenge yourself on how long you want to hold it here. It's up to you. 1 breath, 5 breaths, 10 breaths. When you had enough, you jump out, you take a vinyasa flow, jump through. Let's take Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet together. Heels into the groins. Now create Samasthiti from the waist up. So we got to open the chest, lengthen the spine, chin parallel to the floor. Now on the exhale, as you go forward, resist the urge to close the front body up. So as you exhale and go forward, you're going to try to bring your belly button towards the heels. But as you go forward, resist the urge to kind of reach the chin or close in with the shoulders. Keep the elbows close to the ribs. Try to bring your heart forward more so than what your chin is moving forward. Counting down. 5. So in other words, think of this and then go forward, but with this back. 3. Oh yeah, sorry about your back. 2. And 1. Now for the second set, first, inhale, sit back up. Now exhale, bring your chin down to your chest. And instead of bringing the belly button towards the heels, take your forehead straight down to your big toes. So the only way to get there is to now bend from the top of the spine down. The pelvis doesn't do the forward tilt. It's the top of the spine that's going to round. It's one of the few positions where we're encouraging that rounding from the top down. If your forehead can touch your toes, then move slightly in front of your toes so your forehead touches the floor. For another count of 3. And 2. 1. Back to your movement of vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale, crosses your legs. Inhale moves you through your vinyasa. The movement keeps the heat in the practice. The back bend and the forward bend resets the spine. Let's move on to the closing sequence. So jump through to seated. Lie down on your back for the first time. Now bend the knees, put the feet on the floor, hip distance apart, or better yet, a little wider than hip distance apart. Hands at the side of the body. You're going to press down into the feet, and you find that neutral pelvis. So you lower the navel down. You move your tailbone towards the heels, but you keep that little curve in your lower back. Keeping that, inhale, lift the front hips up to the height of your knees, and then bring the hands together under the back like you did in the standing sequence. And literally wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the arms right underneath so that when you press into the feet, you feel your chest is lifting up to the chin. We're already at 2. And 3. 4. 5. With the exhale, you lower down for a count of 5. We can repeat that 2 more times, or you can do a Urdhva Dhanurasana for your second and maybe third set. We're at 3. So reset the foundation if anything moved. 2. One, if you're doing Urdhva, hands are up on the floor above the shoulders, and you come up in stages. You would inhale up onto your head, you draw the elbows in, and then you push up off the head like you're gonna straighten your arms. Same count of 5. Notice the feet. They are straight and hugging an imaginary block between the two of them. For 2. 3. 4. And as you finish that last exhale, you lower back down. 5. One more just like that. In. 5. 4. 3, planting the feet and the hands, finding neutral pelvis. 2. And 1. Last set, you do it for 5 or 10. You want to stay a little longer. Remember, the soles of your feet stay planted on the floor. Come down with an exhale when you've had enough. When you are finished, roll to your right side. Inhale, come up. Go through a nice slow vinyasa, flushing those back bends out of your body. Taking Paschimottanasana, the first forward bend. So you hop through, you straighten your legs. You can take the big toes outside of the feet or wrap around the feet. Inhale. And you fold and lengthen forward with exhale. Now all the stimulation is done. Forward bend affecting the kidney. We're into the process of calming you down now. So move away from the sensation of the stretch. Bring your awareness to what you're feeling, what's happening at the level of your breathing rate, what's changing, what's happening to your heartbeat. Heartbeat and breathing rate equal blood pressure. What is the feeling? The fact that you're getting calmer, quieter. For another count of 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. We're going to take our last vinyasa. So come up, cross your legs, last movement, and then we move on to your inversion. So you take to the wall. You're going to take your mat up against the wall. Viparani Karani done on your back with your hips and legs against the wall. For those of you at home, if you're Salamba Sarvangasana or Shirshasana are appropriate inversions for yourself, you may take those also. We do this inversion for 3 minutes. We do 3 minutes because that's approximately one cycle of blood that moves throughout the body. And we got to sit there for minutes for the body to truly kind of soak up its organic effect. So here is a great place to, again, move away from the physicality of your practice and observe internally what is changing, what is shifting, becoming quieter with yourself. One minute down, 2 to go. Exhale. Come on down from your inversion and sit in a cross-legged, half lotus or full lotus seated position. Arms around the back, hold the opposite elbows. And exhale, lower your forehead to the floor. Hold the opposite elbows. There you go. Count to 10. 9. 8. 7. 5. 3. 2. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, making first finger and thumb mudras, hands to the fronts of the knees. Sit up nice and tall. Lower your chin halfway to your chest and close your eyes. All asana is preparing us to do this. All these poses, all this energy work is preparing the body so it can just sit still. Become intimate with yourself. 1 minute of the deepest conscious breaths of your practice so far before we'll lie down on our back and take our rest. Now, from this point on, exhale, release the breath completely. You now allow your breath to move by itself, and you're going to lie down on your back and take your Shavasana. Even though you allow your body to breathe for itself, you continue to watch the breath. In other words, we just did all this work of creating the breath. But there is this universal intelligence that can breathe for us. Observe that intelligence. Watch it. And after the breath, then connect with your heartbeat. If you really get into the feeling, you will notice that it reverberates everywhere in your body. But if you don't look for it, you'll never feel it. Inhale, breathing life into your body. Noticing what's different from the effect you've had on your body. And then wake it up by moving it. So move your fingers and your hands and your arms, your feet and your legs. Erica. Now roll over into the fetal position on your right side. So restful downstairs. Cross your legs. Inhale, come up if you're not there already. Bring your hands to prayer. Let's close out our ritual with that sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Good work today, folks. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, those at home. We'll see you next week. Ciao.